As you all know, he was a world-renowned explorer and seafarer. I will spare you an account of his exploits, for you can read much about this work in his own books and in publications by journalists and broadcasters the world over. Suffice it to say that his archaeological findings and his daring sea expeditions over the span of 45 years have opened up a great and unique vista into the history of man in South America and have made of Gene a man of legend and myth, even while he walked amongst us. The true value of his explorations in the jungles of Peru, however, is yet to be fully understood and acknowledged by the scientific community. Now, as is true of so many men of Gene's stature, his life and work have been the object of awe, curiosity, and controversy. Much of the controversy in the United States and elsewhere he invited merely by espousing and practicing unorthodox ideas, born of his interest in ancient cultures and spiritual development, that went against the grain of long-held traditional beliefs in the scientific and religious spheres. Gene accepted the inevitability of controversy. He didn't shirk it. To the degree that he was able, he met his critics head-on, and if he didn't prevail upon them, for the most part, he was able to gain their respect. I will leave extensive mention of Gene's theology, spiritual program, and church to those who are in a better position to impart that information. I will tell you, however, that as a young woman myself born in the Catholic faith, I was deeply interested in and aspired to a life of righteousness. And I too had challenged at an early age some of the teachings I had received through that great old religion. Not surprisingly then, Gene and I engaged in many conversations about spiritual growth and transcendence from the very beginning. It soon became evident to me that Gene was a man driven by his convictions and by his thirst to uncover and succeed at what for so many centuries has eluded man. On the one hand, he set on a quest for archaeological remains to prove his theories about the existence of ancient civilizations in that deep, low, and high jungle of Peru. On the other hand, Gene was bent on discovering the spiritual origins of man and the secrets of how to commune with that life-giving force we call God, to prove that man is an immortal being capable of functioning as such in the here and now. He often said to me that in his quest for God, he had to walk the razor's edge, a path over which he could not falter or hesitate. He profoundly believed that modern man must move away from materialism if he is to survive with dignity. Our task, Gene would say to me, should be not to solve the bodily needs at the exclusion of the spiritual needs, but to nourish both, for they are interrelated. Life can never have real meaning to men who understand only material things and material needs. The sooner man realizes he has access to a spiritual world, that he has higher faculties that function in this world, just as the brain and the body function in the material world, the sooner he will accept that his true nature is greater than anything that science can imagine. This is not a dream or a chimera. This is real, practical business, he would say to me.